While we're waiting, we'll let Tankertons do his stand-up comedy. Take it away, Tankertons.
uh, let's see. I gotta think of something. Oh, I'm summoning myself. Oh, okay. I don't know what to say. I don't do comedy. Summon people. What do you think of the music? Sounds like Mario, doesn't it? Or Mario Party. Mm.
I love it.
Yep, yeah, I like it too.
All right, back to the audience. All right, so just a real quick overview of this new channel, and we'll certainly be taking any feedback that you guys have on this new format. I saw that Discord supports these little speaking engagement channels, so I figured we'd just try it out once, and if we like it, we'll do it for the next meeting. If not, we'll go back to the regular ones. But as you can see in Discord, this is quote unquote the stage. You can have speakers up here. All of the officers or admins on Discord are able to come up to the stage themselves if they want to talk or add something, and then we can also invite people to the stage to talk as well. So I'll keep an eye out on chat. The officers will be keeping an eye out as well. And if you have any topics you want to add, we'll certainly bring you up on stage, and you can feel free to discuss those things with us. Alrighty, well, I think we're going to get started here. As Axe said earlier, we are recording this meeting. We record every guild meeting, so that way, if anybody does miss it, they've got a way to come back and watch the footage and just keep tabs on the news and everything that's going on in Ominous. I'd like to start with what we do every single guild meeting. Go ahead and put in chat, what was the first guild meeting that you joined? Which bracket was it? Was it the 39 bracket? Was it the 64 bracket? Was it when Blackwing Lair released? But we've held a guild meeting started by Varden, of course. Every single content release, I think we might have skipped one, but for the most part, every single content release since the start of the game. This one, 29 bracket. Yeah, the early on in the server's history, guilds were not cross-faction, so we were a horde guild, and we would hold these in the Orgrimmar Bank. That was always a good time. People walking by doing their normal in-game things and seeing these crazy group of people in Org Bank taking it over and just having a fun little meeting. I believe I started here. I was in the guild, but I wasn't able to join the first guild meeting at level 29. But I've been here for every single guild meeting since the 39 bracket. Alrighty, well, we're going to go ahead and jump into our first topic, role system. And if an officer wants to change the topic in Discord, go ahead and feel free. But our role system with Discord, as you all know, over the years, we've been trying to enhance our usage of Discord. We get a lot more power out of our Discord usage versus the run-of-the-mill client that comes with Wrath of the Lich King. Case in point, we have calendar invites, we've got signups, we've got reminders, we have roles. We use those roles quite extensively. And then as of our last guild meeting, we did implement onboarding. And with onboarding, we did increase the number of roles that we have and a lot of our usage with Discord. So if you are interested in picking up more Discord roles, up at the top left of our channel listing, we have a server guide. You can see the ongoing events. The next item under there is channels and roles. And if you go in there, you'll be able to select any additional roles as you see fit. If you want to get pinged for MC runs, you can go right in there and click on MC. You interested in Sunwell Plateau runs? There's a Sunwell Plateau role in there that you can pick up. If you're not interested in doing Karazhan anymore and you don't want to get pinged for Karazhan, you can uncheck that role. But we are using roles as a way to avoid pinging at everyone. I know that a lot of people do not like the pings that come up with at everyone because a lot of times those types of things don't really apply to you. So we're using the role system in a way to make sure that you are getting pinged for the things that you actually care about and the things that you actually want to be engaged on. One of the big sections that I do want to make everybody aware of, towards the bottom, I want to say the bottom third or bottom fourth question, there are a number of different roles under there related to in-game categories, as well as ominous and chromicraft categories. Things like challenge modes, the organized event. This is what we would consider a guild organized event. In the past, we've done hide and seek, we've done transmog contests. If you're interested in any of our in-guild organized events, that's a good role to pick up. We've got theory crafting, transmog, and then all the various in-game things like achievements, leveling, PvP, etc. So again, feel free to pick up any roles that you find interested in, and feel free to ping those roles if you have something going on that you want to get other people engaged on. Any questions on our role system? And I'm mostly looking in raid chat. I don't know how to speak in. Oh, there's the open chat. Okay, I'm keeping an eye on both chats, but officers, feel free to jump on the stage and let me know if I miss anything or have anything additional to add. Keltra, you are a unique role. Okay, and then the last thing I do want to call out, because I know there was some confusion about this when we first launched our role system, or sorry, the onboarding. Under that channels and roles section, up at the top, there's a tab. You're probably on the customize tab right now for your roles, but there's a browse channels section. This is something built in with onboarding with Discord. It is possible that you don't actually have all of the channels viewable on your channel listing. So if you notice that you're missing channels, just go in there and check mark the channels that you're interested in, and they will pop up. Alrighty, we'll go ahead and pop over to the next section then. Roles and Ominous. I just want to remind everybody that we've got all sorts of various roles here at Ominous. We have officers, we have advisors, we've got tons of people that help out, whether it be starting raid invites or donating to the guild bank. If you are interested in any roles whatsoever, go ahead and bring that up to your either raid leader. Maybe if you want to help more during raid, pulling down the attendance list or helping track loot, things like that. You know, we do this game because we love this game, and a lot of us find interest in sort of enhancing these parts that allow us to raid more efficiently. If you're interested in doing any of this sort of clerical work, speak up to either, again, your raid leader or just message an officer. Let them know that you're interested in this stuff, and we'll see what we have available and if it would make a good fit. Yeah, I do, Bonehead. You got me. Do you want to come up and speak, Bonehead? No? Okay. Alrighty. Next section. ZA. Actually, Armis, I'm going to bring you up here. I got to put you on blast. Armis, come on. There we go. Hey, you started that Thursday sign up. Do we want to keep that up there?
For ZA or in general?
ZA. For ZA, yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think the only way you get into ZA now is like maybe you need to make a group and find pug groups and stuff. I think everyone got from there what they wanted. So
Okay. All right, thanks, Armis. So my only big thing about ZA, there are a number of upgrades for people. If you still need any items from ZA, please let us know. Start your own pug groups, or if you don't want to start a group, feel free to let your raid leader or another officer know. As far as NA is concerned, we've been running ZA pretty much every Monday, and then we do so on Fridays after Black Temple. I know that can get kind of late sometimes, but if you do still need items from there, please let us know. One key item, in case people weren't aware, the bear mount theoretically should go away when Wrath actually drops. Since Chromie tends to do very Blizz-like things, it would be Blizz-like for the mount to go away when Wrath drops. If your main still needs the mount, please let us know. Please be vocal about it. We want to make sure that everybody that's active in the guild on their main and they want a mount, we get it for them. But it's pretty much an exclusive thing for this time period, so we don't want people to miss out. Any questions on ZA? Alrighty. Next topic to talk about, Saturday raids. And I'm going to bring Tankertons up here to speak with me on this topic.
Hey guys, I'm Tankertons if you don't know, and I'll be speaking with you a little bit about Saturday raids. All right, now Saturday raids are a huge hit right now where we're clearing Mythic High Gel. Awesome job, everyone who shows up, participates, and helps out. We wanted to introduce and let you guys know that moving forward, whether or not we're going to keep High Gel or move to BT when Sunwell releases, and we're thinking right now we're going to do a little bit of both, perhaps rotating in between them, depending on the interests of the raid. But we're still going to continue Mount High Gel, and we even will move into Black Temple as well. So that way, if you still need those missing last minute items or anything of that nature, definitely join in on Saturdays and we'll get you the items you need. That's about all I have to say on that.
Alrighty. Does anybody have any questions for Tankertons? Saturday raids?
Drunk? No, I'm not drunk yet. I see you, Frank. I see you. Come on, chat. Let's get some applause in the chat. All right, how about some beer emojis? Let's put some beer emojis in the chat. Come on, there we go. Deha, there we go. Both of these, there we go. That's right, that's right. Beer emojis all around. Woo! I could totally do streaming.
We should have this energy at the beginning. You guys don't need to listen to me drone on about stuff. We'll just have Tankertons finish up.
I don't know how to do that though. All right, nicely done, guys. Nicely done. All right.
Alrighty. Any other questions about Saturday raids? Hydro Black Temple? Any points anybody wants to make on those?
Bone's typing. Glaives go to Bone. That is one topic we'll have to discuss for sure about the legendaries if we do host them on Saturdays. I know we have some pugs join here and there. I'm thinking for starters, the Warglaives will have to be loot counseled for sure and definitely have to go to a guildie versus a non-guildie. And then that will hopefully promote people to join the guild more often. So that's a great topic there, Bone. Thank you, appreciate it.
Doesn't Ogrim still need his Warglaives? I'd give them to him over Bonehead.
Probably. Tankers doesn't have his. I mean, it's technically a tank weapon.
Ooh, there you go.
But yes, no, very important topic. Legendary items, I think we're going to handle it almost like the bird from TK. Though with bird from TK, we just let everything just open and roll. Since the Warglaives actually is a stat on your gear set, we might actually just reserve that for guildies only. Any other questions? I think not.
Alrighty. Thank you, Tankertons.
Thank you, guys. Claps all around. Appreciate it.
I'm sure we'll bring him back. Alrighty, on to the fun topic, Sunwell Plateau. So obviously it's no surprise that a new raid will be coming out soon. And as mentioned by the devs, the first 3 bosses will be available. The first thing I'm going to talk about related to Sunwell Plateau, and we always bring it up with every new raid content release, whether you do or don't know the fight, if you just need a refresher, go watch a video. Please, for the sake of your raid leader sanity, me, Armis, Vlad, Crueltina, etc., please go watch a video. At least try to understand some of the mechanics, understand some of the names of these things, so that when we're going over explanations, it's not a, what is that big black cloud I was just standing in and died? We'd hate for that to happen, of course. As far as what raid groups will be doing once Sunwell Plateau drops, obviously we'll be doing the first 3 raid bosses, and as they add more of the raid bosses, we will continue to, finish up and do the rest of Sunwell Plateau. If the tuning isn't super crazy, if the bosses are kind of a pushover, and I heard the 3rd boss could give people some trouble, but if we're getting raid done relatively quickly, we're going to put it up to the individual raid groups themselves in terms of what we're going to do next. We were chatting a little bit before hopping into this meeting between the officers, and it's pretty evident that there are a number of people who are kind of burned out a little bit by Black Temple. A lot of people are graciously sitting on the bench, so either new people or people's alts can hop in and partake in getting some of the Black Temple loot that we seem to get over and over again. But please be vocal to your raid leader. If you absolutely could not do another lockout of Black Temple, again, feel free to let them know. If maybe you'd be interested in shifting over to Hyjal, Hyjal should get another slight nerf to it. Again, speak up to your raid leader if you guys just want to break, maybe for the first 1 or 2 lockouts after Sunwell Plateau. If you want to organize a bear run, I mean, we're gonna have a lot of options with our raid time right after we get done with these first 3 bosses. So again, please speak up to others, speak up to your raid leader, and let them know. As far as soft reserve points, our stance as a guild, and again, each individual raid group can decide what this is going to look like. But our overarching stance on it right now between the officers is soft reserve points will only be able to be applied to the bosses that are currently released. Most of our loot system has always been gauged around sort of effort related to what we're going after. So case in point, if we're only doing the first 3 bosses, it makes sense to only have soft reserve on those 3 bosses. And I would almost equate that if we were to open up Kill Jaden for soft reserve points right now, that would essentially mean that, well, let's go ahead and open up next Ramus soft reserve right now for our raid teams. Go ahead and start soft reserving your KT weapons off of Nax 25 right now. Yeah, ICC. Who wants a Shadowmourne? So, again, if we're only doing the first 3 bosses, soft reserve is only going to apply to those. But as always, as stipulated by your raid leader and your raid group, that is subject to change. And again, this is a very short-lived issue, just because once Sunwell Plateau is done, getting into Wrath, most of the Wrath content should be a lot more fleshed out than the TBC content. Okay, and then the last point of topic that I have, I'm not going to go into the individual mechanics for Sunwell Plateau. Again, please watch a video. Please chat with your raid leader, your raid group, and go ahead and learn those fights. Last point is, as we all know, Death Knights will be coming to Chromie Craft here before Wrath drops. And we should be seeing them when after Sunwell Plateau has been out for a little bit. I know that there's been some concern for a few people I've heard that do want to swap to DK as their main. and I'll get to Death Knights here in just a second, but specifically for Death Knights and raiding in Sunwell Plateau. And again, subject to change per raid group. We are thinking that if you want to start applying soft reserves to items for your Death Knight early on, we think there's more pros than cons to that. And again, we can have a discussion. If you want to come up on stage or you want to say something in chat, feel free. But if you want to start reserving items for your Death Knight right now, you're basically passing on loot right now on whatever character you're playing for the possibility of picking those items up on your Death Knight. So you're sort of deferring some of your items.
Except for Friday.
Except for Friday. Yeah, Fridays, you guys are going to have to talk to Armis and figure all that out. Sorry, what was that, Tankertons? Oh, just getting Armis up here. So yeah, Friday, you guys are going to talk specifically about how you're doing stuff. Friday NA and Sunday, again, subject to change, but as of right now, we are going to let people that are actively going to swap their main to Death Knight go ahead and pick up soft reserve points for their Death Knight. And a big point about that, if for instance maybe you're a warrior or a paladin, you're going to swap to a DK. If you win that item on your warrior or your paladin, those soft reserve points that you've accumulated are not going to automatically apply to your Death Knight. There's somewhat of an honor system there, but the raid leaders and officers will be watching for that. So Ogrim, when you want to swap to DK, don't put your 20 points on the trinket and then expect that you're going to get it for your DK as well after you've won it on your warrior. I don't think Ogrim was paying attention. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I just say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, for Friday, like there's time to switch. If you want to switch to DK, sure, but for Friday there's not gonna be like soft resing for your future DK. But because by the time you gear up that DK to be Sunwell level, it's gonna take a while, and I want the gear. For example, if Axe wants to switch, I want him to get more gear on his tank, because that will ultimately help Friday more. So soft resing items for your DK is not gonna be a thing, because there's gonna be downtime in between, like Sunwell and Naxxramas, so you can gear up your DK at that time, and it's still gonna be your main throughout whole of Wrath of the Lich King, so you won't miss a thing basically. But yeah, that's it.
Okay.
When it comes to Friday.
Yeah. Apatia brings up a good question. DK probably won't come until the Kill Jaden release. Why would we have people getting 0 gear upgrades until that? Just a reminder that we do our soft reserve system. Friday does it a little bit differently, but it's still a case in point that if you soft reserve something and you win that item, like hands down. If an item goes to rolls, it goes to rolls. Like that just means that people didn't find that item as beneficial as say others, and so it went to rolls. What I'm more so pointing out, again, at least for Friday, NA, and Sunday, is if you have already determined that you want to switch your main to a Death Knight and you are actively going after items that you're also going to be putting on your Death Knight, that's really not fair to the rest of the melee, or I mean, really, it applies to anybody. If you're a mage or a warlock going after caster gear and you're going to be swapping off of that character to Death Knight full time, you should probably be passing on most loot, or maybe not applying your soft reserve to those items if you're going to stop playing that character in your raid group. So we're just trying to be fair about items that are going out and making sure that people who are going to be playing their casters, their healers, their tanks, or whatever, that they are getting those items because they're going to be on them long term versus somebody swapping over to a Death Knight. Alrighty. Any other questions related to Sunwell Plateau? The introduction of Death Knights into Sunwell Plateau? Patterns. I mean, patterns are going to work the same way they always have. If they continue to drop as fast as they have in all the rest of the raid tiers, we're just going to leave them for a free roll. Everybody's going to get them eventually and pretty quickly. Related to the sun motes that'll drop, sun motes are basically your Hearts of Darkness, and pretty much the same deal. If those drop in large quantities like Hearts of Darkness, well, they're just going to be free roll. If they end up being at a drop rate that's more similar to the Primal Nexuses out of tier 5, will probably be more so selective vortexes. Yeah,
Sun modes will drop very infrequently, and they're used to upgrade gears. So we're gonna need to prioritize the biggest upgrades and the biggest, the biggest needs, I think.
yeah,
Also, the patterns. The thing that matters with the patterns is the fact that they might be. I don't know which of them are which of them are made to fucking sorry, I'm get distracted, which are like BOE or which are being
BOP.
like tradable. Yeah, so
Yeah,
people shouldn't be needing them if they're not gonna be making that, so someone else can make it if it's a binds on pickup.
yeah, that's a very good point. So, if you're a leather worker and you're a physical DPS, you probably should not be needing on the caster or healer BOP patterns. BOE again, free roll. We'll get them. Like we've gotten all of the T5. We got all the T6 drops. I think as far as T5 is concerned, there were those caster boots that were fairly rare, but ultimately replaced. So we'll see how the drops go. And like Apatia said, the sun motes should drop. He's saying that they should drop pretty frequently. So they might go the way of Hearts of Darkness. Like we won't really pay attention to all that much. But again, always subject to your raid leader. They'll ultimately make the decision. Feel free to
On
speak up to your raid leader.
PTR runs, they didn't drop frequently at all. We got one in like one raid, I think, and we killed like most of the things.
Might be a bug then.
It might be, they might fix it. I don't know. I don't remember how it was please like, but yeah.
So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Can't have a firm answer until we see it in action. I remember that milkmaid be walking out of there with so many vortexes. Alrighty, ladies and gents. Any other questions related to Sunwell Plateau? Oh, just in case anybody isn't aware, the sun motes, again, they're like the Hearts of Darkness and the vortexes out of T5. They're crafting material, but they are also used to trade items. So either you craft or an item drops out of raid. You take those to a special vendor on the Isle of Quel'Danas, and you're able to use those as currency to then trade for a different item. For instance, I think there's a holy paladin like legs or holy paladin shoulders, like plate legs or plate shoulders, and you win those as a physical DPS. You take them to the Isle, and with the sun mode or a few sun modes, you trade them in for a physical DPS version of that. I don't think any enchanting needs sun modes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's no enchants that need sun modes. I think it's all just gear. One item that I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be hunting down, the rings that jewel crafters can make. I'm pretty sure those are BOE, and I think stat wise those are pretty high up there on most people's BIS list. But Yeah, obviously, check it out. Don't let me tell you one way or the other. Alrighty. Any other conversation points related to Sunwell Plateau? Alrighty, moving on. Death Knights, our favorite class, right, Armis?
No.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, we do have roles for Death Knights. You can change your quote unquote favorite class in Discord to Death Knight, and that will change your name to the Death Knight red color. And you can also get pinged for Death Knight related things if you so choose. But yeah, Death Knight should be releasing here before Wrath drops. So just a quick show of hands in either of the chats. Which of you is planning on swapping to Death Knight for some of TBC and the rest of Wrath? Jesus, Loey, you went from a mage to a paladin to a Death Knight? What kind of arc is that? Axe, you're a fucking troll. Armis, fucking Axe is trolling.
Yeah, he's gonna go DK, but that ends his Friday aspirations.
We can bring him up on stage to speak for his war crimes.
I just said probably, most likely yes, but I'm not completely sure yet. But it's still time to decide.
All right, that's fair.
What do you want to hear from me now?
That was it.
No, I will not play a DK.
It's an intern matter and nothing for the guild meeting.
Eternal matter.
And
All right,
yeah.
Go back to the audience.
Oh, Shanti wants to
Let's see.
speak.
I'm keeping my OG.
Let-
Tankerton's going to try it. Duty wants to swap to Rogue. I can't argue with that.
I just wanted to say, for Friday team, Armus, if X going DK, it will help with his threat. Let him go DK. Thank you.
Okay, I will think about it.
That sounds like a
But
warlock.
Dudy, we need Dudy as druids. She can be a rogue somewhere else, honestly. No, but we have too many rogues on Friday, and yeah, I don't know if we keep everyone for Wrath of the Lich King, but it might be too many rogues. Like 5 rogues might be a smidge too much.
That's
So
fair.
yeah.
Can Bourbon switch to a better warlock? I don't think it's possible to switch
I
to a
don't
better
think that's
warlock.
possible either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, hold on. When there's a new expansion, everybody is free to swap classes. We've always done it like that.
No, yeah, sure, but Friday doesn't accept DKs.
No, we're
That's the
talking about
only-
the rogue thing. Like,
sure, but yeah,
we're gonna have
yeah, but I
plenty
don't know
of healers willing
if
to
she's
heal on
gonna,
Friday.
if she's
Yes.
gonna switch to rogue at Wrath
I'm not
of the
gonna
Lich
go
King,
rogue,
that's
for
fine.
example. Yeah.
But
Like,
if she's gonna do it for Sunwell, I would prefer not to, because
no.
yeah.
I was sorry. Yeah, I was just
Yeah,
talking Wrath.
yeah, I thought
strictly
she meant
Wrath.
right now. Otherwise,
No.
why would she
She
bring it
meant
up?
Wrath.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
But also then it's another topic, as Arms said. If everyone suddenly jumps to a rogue, that doesn't make sense. So you should still speak with the raid leader if you're interested to stay in the team. If suddenly every healer and tank switches to the DPS class and we don't get anyone to switch to heal, then you're probably not meant to stay in the team.
Yeah, sorry, I'm mildly memeing up here, but as always, if you're trying to swap your main while we're raiding, please message your raid leader and check with them. I'm just having some fun up here, calling people out. And then obviously we're gonna figure things out when Wrath drops. 5 rogues is too many rogues. Yeah, probably. 1 rogue is too many rogues, to be honest. Bourbon is mandated to swap. To swap to what? Like, honestly, at this point, what could he play? DK healer. Blood Death Knight. Okay. Well, yeah. Like Varden said, you know, this is a game. We want people to have fun. Ideally, people are, you know, doing the things that they want to do to have fun. And if that means playing DK or swapping your main, we just ask that you make that decision closer to the end of raids and going back to, you know, a leveling bracket. But please, if you are actually unhappy, if you do want to actually swap your role, your class, please talk to your raid leader. Please let them know. And there might be another person who wants to swap out of the role that they're playing. You know, if it's a, again, I don't know if Duty's just memeing or what, but if Duty actually wants to play Rogue and a Rogue has actually been interested in playing healer long term, and it's a good fit for that raid team, again, during the raiding content, I'm sure there could be some concessions we can make, but always chat with your raid leader and let them know. Alrighty, anything else we want to discuss about DKs? Who's wanting to DK tank? I'm sure there's going to be a few of them. Druid tanks, for sure, Glass. Hashtag Druid life. Yeah, Varden's going to put together some DK level 60 runs for anybody that's interested in staying 60 long term. I second that, Apatia. Druid tanks are second best tanks. Paladins are fucking OP. Once Wrath drops, once they get their Divine Plea, there's no stopping them. And better itemization on gear. Be powerhouses. Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the final section of this guild meeting. Wrath of the Lich King. Now, I'm not gonna dive too far because Wrath of the Lich King has so many various things we could talk about. But there is one primary thing I do want us to start thinking about as a guild as we start to transition into Wrath of the Lich King content. You know, we've built the majority of our policies and our loot system. We had most of it during our first phase of rating in the level 60 content. But I feel like we've really solidified most of our things. Again, our loot system, our raid teams, our raid days, basically just everything about the guild in the TBC content. If you believe that we need to make any changes to anything, especially say our loot system, I believe that the time to do so is going to be when Wrath starts. So please feel free to drop a comment in the suggestions channel about that. We can start a conversation. Please feel free to talk to your, again, raid leader. You should always be keeping your raid leader in the loop on these things. But ultimately, the raid leaders are, and individual raids are going to be having the final say in terms of loot system and how raids are run. But if there's anything that you feel we could be doing better or different, and we believe it's going to be a net positive for us in Wrath of the Lich King, I mean, we just want to hear what people think. If you think that we've been doing a great job, if you think that the loot system is very reasonable and it's spreading the loot out, again, I mean, just speak up and let us know that that's how you feel. Obviously, we don't want to make changes if a lot of people are actually, you know, enjoying what we're doing. Just catch up on some of the questions here. Mats to the G Bank. Oh, when Wrath drops, I just like the level 60 to 70 conversion happened. I will go through and maybe with help from the officers, I'll go through and get rid of either a bunch of stuff that's going to be obsolete out of our guild bank. I will probably move the majority over to the auspicious guild bank. If there's anything that you want out of the guild bank today, like really there's nothing off limits. It's the whole reason for the guild bank. You want some potions that are in there, you want some of the Dark Moon Fair cards that are in there, feel free. If yeah.
Can I interject real quick?
Yeah, I wanted to because of the 10
there's
man.
There's a question of Chromie still not deciding if they're gonna have brackets or not, and that largely has a big influence on what you wanna sell, or get rid of, because if we are going to 74, we might need a lot of the enchanting mats, because the enchants might be relevant like they were in TBC brackets for the Righteous Orbs and the Crusader.
Oh yeah. I mean, the transition I'm talking about is I'm gonna be very slow. Like that first tab, I try to clear it of
But-
chunks so we still have some room. But
Yeah, but if they announce that there's not gonna be brackets, you need to move.
I know.
Quickly. Yeah.
No, I get that. I
Yeah,
get that.
Because the good thing would be to start selling now and to tell people to like try to scrounge up enough gold to buy yourself something for this tier, because it might be the best thing to do for the guild. If we
Yeah.
make some money, then we can even fund repairs in Wrath of the Lich King and everything else.
Okay. So yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on that, but we're pretty sure that they're not going to change their stance on that. I mean, the fact that they came out and said that we're going to get rid of the intermediary 70 brackets and just go straight to 80. Yeah, if that happens, I mean, I'll find a place to get the stuff moved, because I do want to open up the guild bank for allowing people to throw materials in there. If you've got a bunch of extra herbs.
No,
Huh?
what did you say, that it will happen, or that they decided that it will happen, or
The fact that they went from having intermediary 70 brackets to we're going to go straight to 80, I'd be surprised if they roll back on that. I don't have any insider knowledge of that at all, but
yeah. Damn it, Aponi, what's the use of you? Why are you a GM then?
You can't even change the weather here in this area. Damn you.
I can't.
Do
What's wrong with
it.
the
The
weather?
rain is annoying.
That's great. It's great.
Before that slips up, Lowy asked a question, but we can answer that pretty quick. He asked if it's too early to talk about 10 mans in Wrath, and I think we talked about it earlier. We probably, but correct me if I got that wrong, Pony will probably handle it like Suleiman. Mostly
Probably.
people organizing 10 mans in Wrath for themselves. Because the main rates will stick with 25, obviously. So yeah, that answers that question, Lowy. Okay, I'm out again.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. I don't know. I think Axe really did enjoy organizing all of those Karazhan groups. We could probably have him do that again.
Okay, fuck you. Now I'm back. No.
Well, 10 mans could be slightly different than something like Suleiman, because maybe there's a tiny group of friends that want to have a stable 10 man. So if they want to do that, that's cool too. So we'll see what happens with the 10 mans. For now, it could be anything. We'll see what happens.
Sepulcher has a question. I invited him up to the stage. Sepulcher,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Go ahead, Sepulcher.
Okay, I guess now he's shy. No work, Mike. All
right. Just toss it in the... Oh, there you are.
Hello?
now, yeah.
Yeah, it is a question for some time ago, but it is also kind of a min-maxing thing, but DMF trinket and the ring from Dalaran, is there going to be like a guild helping there, or is that going to be like a personal issue?
Well, I want to try to collect as many Dark Moon Fair cards as possible. So I would really love people to be getting their herbers up high enough so they can actually help farm some herbs. And again, just trying to make the most out of um, everything that we can to get our bis, our pre-bis. As far as the rings go, I mean that's just gold, and we're gonna get a large chunk of gold when Wrath drops. You can make a decent chunk of gold right now.
Can you explain maybe what's up with that rings? Because I don't know, and maybe others don't know either.
It is a pre-bis for I think literally everyone.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the Nalan
but how
level
do
2
you get them?
So
What's the work behind that?
You need to buy them.
So the rings are bought from a vendor in Dalaran. There is a version for every single role, healer, tank, physical DPS, caster DPS. And these rings are upgraded or are able to be upgraded as the content patches happen. So I think you can upgrade in Ulduar, you can upgrade in Trial of the Grand Crusader, and then lastly in ICC. And I think to upgrade them, I think it's just gold. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah.
I
So
think like maximum is like 14 or 15 gold, thousand gold or something. I think it's 7k for the first one.
yeah, and the discount for having Exalted with the Kieran Tor does apply, but it is a lot of gold. It's kind of the same with mounts. Like there's going to be people that go and hunt that shit down themselves, and all the power to them. We've not normally given out gold from the guild bank for individual upgrades like that. Case in point, like people trying to get their epic flying. You could probably find some sort of a benefactor or be a slave to somebody if you want to get the gold needed to get the ring or epic flying or anything else like that. But we'll see what the funds look like, and we'll certainly talk about it at the officer level. But start farming that gold now, and certainly start farming herbs once we get to Wrath of the Lich King, so we can get everybody a greatness card or two.
For people that don't know, that first ring will be 8k gold, and then the subsequent updates of that ring for each bracket is 1200 gold, so 1200. But that first bit of 8k is really high, and I don't think the guild can support I don't know, 40 people, 50 people for that ring.
Yeah. So certainly don't depend on it.
Yep.
That is fair.
All right, let me catch up here on some of our questions. We talked about Dalaran Ring, Darkmoon Fair trinkets. Going back to the 10-man topic, yeah, we'll do our best to organize them. Like for instance, NA Friday has always done 10-mans right after our 25-man raids. Again, check in with your raid leader and see what you might be doing. Obviously, the majority of the 25-man loot is going to be superior to the 10-man loot. So again, up to you if you want to be doing that raid more than once a week. Again, the 25-man version and the 10-man version. I'd encourage you. That way, you're still getting good upgrades and helping push DPS heals, etc. In your raid group. But obviously, as time goes on, they'll be pugged. Feel free to host them. I do ask, and it happened during the Kara content patch. Please try to avoid any drama related to 10-mans and drops. Like, put a soft res out there so people at least can go after the items that they're looking for. If you are going to host a 10-man, maybe you can get an officer invited. Not that an officer needs to be in every single raid that you might organize, but just in case there is some shenanigans, we at least have an officer that should be able to step in and deal with it. If you're going to be toxic, don't join guild groups. Or if you know somebody's going to be toxic, don't invite them. Sorry, go ahead, Arnis.
I'm planning on, if they bring back the immortal stuff, I'll organize 10-mans since the beginning of the expansion, honestly.
Yeah.
Just so we can get those titles, preferably like as soon as possible, and the mounts. For 10-man, for 25-man, we're all gonna be doing our best to grab that.
What is that
as
mortal
soon as
stuff,
possible.
may I ask? It's a long time ago that I
Not
played
dying
Lich King.
not dying once in the Hollow next Ramazan.
Oh,
A
okay.
weak slow count and not doing
Okay.
that with 25-man and with 10-man. It gives like really cool
Okay.
proto drakes and stuff. Yeah.
Ooh, Predators, I like them.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of achievements for heroics as well.
Yeah, but that these are like the hardest ones, and they go away once Ulduar drops. So it's only active for like
Mm.
when the content is current. So yeah,
Yeah, it
I'll,
seems like
I'll
there's going to
organize
be a
them,
lot
man.
of different ways of doing 10 mans. Some people will use them to gear alts. Some just want to play with a select group of people, which is cool too if they want a stable 10 man. Some people will use it to patch up the gear they need up on their main if they're missing a trinket or something. Fuck it, do a 10 man. Maybe you get it there. I don't think it's the same drops though in 10 man and 25 man,
No,
right?
it's
There's
not.
different
Yeah,
drops.
he said it's lower,
Ah.
lower item level.
Right,
But
but I mean, hey, if you're unlucky with a certain item, man, 10 mans can patch you up. So
yeah, but I
sure.
don't think gearing will be a problem in Wrath. All of
no,
our
it
gearing
won't. But I'm just
issues.
saying, there's gonna be a ton of different ways of doing 10
Yeah.
man. So
Probably
say,
for Friday, we're gonna abandon soft res for Wrath of the Lich King.
interesting.
Yeah, so more drops, more fair towards people who might need to fill. And if
Yeah.
we don't have the fillers, then it's like loot council and rolling on items. So I think that's the best way to go about it, honestly. But that's some other topic for
I think
another
it's
day.
gonna be great. There's gonna be a lot of ways to join raids now for people that barely get to raid, or for people that want to play extra characters, or there's gonna be a lot of cool stuff with the 10 mans. So we're not gonna say there's a single answer to how we're gonna do 10 mans, because there's gonna be a lot of different ways of doing 10 mans. But just know there's gonna be a lot more chances for people to raid the way they want to raid. So it's gonna be pretty exciting, I think.
Hell yeah. I loved how Wrath did raids. It was definitely a lot more open.
We could do an all Danish 10 man. We can do an all Swedish 10 man. Who knows, man?
That sounds like a
Possibilities.
nightmare.
It sounds amazing.
Listen. I hear you there, but an all druid, duty,
No,
glass,
no.
apatia, milkmaid, moon chicken. Yeah, all druid nax is what I'm hearing. Yeah.
I get to finally beat that freaking Lich King on 10 man like I always wanted to.
All
I
right.
gotta get revenge.
All right, moving on. Just checking if there's any other questions in chat. Pony keeps forgetting to switch from group loot to master loot. Yeah, whatever. Only where I have as enchanters is the major grind on moats. Yeah. We might pick out a few enchanters to try to funnel. What are those dream shards or whatever too, so we can get access to as many of the recipes as possible. We haven't made any decisions on that though, so. Again, with the leveling content, we're going to try to save as many materials, excess materials as possible. I would like to get a few very specific crafters, crafters that have been with the guild and have been dependable for a very long time, and at least try to have one person in our guild per profession, just kind of maxed out and having everything, so that we will have access to everything. And then we can spread out more of the shards and things to ensure that everybody else catches up. I thought they did brackets first time because of unknown bugs. For anybody that doesn't know, Azeroth Core has been out there for quite a while. It's not just Chromicraft that's running it. There's several, like 30 or more servers that are running it, and a good majority of those have actually been running more of the Wrath content than the old world content like Chromicraft has. So a lot of those bugs and things have been already vetted. But it's Chromicraft, and I'm sure we'll experience some shenanigans, once we get in there. Assuming there's a lack of brackets due to the content has been actually fixed. Yep, basically that. There's a lot still to fix. No server crashing bugs as far as I know. Many quests don't work properly. Many NPCs don't have abilities. Yeah, I'm curious how much we'll be able to have the devs get fixed prior to us leaving Sunwell and jumping into the Wrath content. Herbs aren't going to be a problem. Eternal life going to be though. Yeah. Yeah, we
The
talked about
question is,
things.
are we gonna need to go back to the way we did things at 60, where we all funneled stuff? Or are the materials not that scarce that we can just do things like we did in 60? I mean 70.
Moats should be fairly synonymous with how primals are working today, so
You think so?
yeah, I mean we'll play it by ear. We'll see how things go. We'll see where people are lacking stuff. I mean, again, if we're missing the melee's bis enchant for weapons, like yeah, hey, I'm gonna post like a daily or weekly quest or whatever up there saying we need dream shards. Let's get a few people this enchant so we can have it in the guild. Yeah, we talked about some of those achievements. NA doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to try to get everybody hyped up to do the 10 or the 25-man versions of those achievements. Nax is pretty easy, obviously depending on how Chromicraft puts it together. If it's Blizz-like, it should be fairly easy. So not dying and doing the achievements for the Proto Drake before it ends would be pretty awesome. Druid no death run? Hell yeah. And if there is a death, we've got 10 B-reses to use. For anybody that doesn't know, Tier 7 in Wrath of the Lich King includes 3, and I'll say with an asterisk, 4 different raids. The big one is Nax Ramus. It's the same as like 40 Nax. You go in, you kill a bunch of undead and spiders and kill Kel'Thuzad and yeah, good time. There's 2 other raids. The first one is OS, Obsidian Sanctum. That has 3 mini bosses and 1 large boss in it. Depending on what you do with the mini bosses, keeping them alive or killing them will actually increase the quality of your loot. There's also a mount that drops if you do OS 3 Drake. That was a common thing. Again, I won't get super far in the specifics for these raids because we'll have another meeting before that happens. And then the other one is Malygos, and that's a fun fight, really fun fight. And one of the last phases of that raid is you get onto a vehicle and you do some vehicle shenanigans on a dragon, similar to the Oculus dungeon. A lot of fun trinkets. Lots of fun trinkets in Wrath of the Lich King. Yeah, learn your dragon colors. Alrighty. Any other questions related to Wrath of the Lich King? Again, the big points that I wanted to put out there are I really want everyone to reflect on our loot system and how things are going for the guild. And if you do have any concerns, questions, suggestions, we do have a suggestions channel in our Discord. Please go post there and let's have a conversation, see what we can improve on for Tier 7. Yes, Sepulcher.
It's just a question. For example, in Ulduar, now that I said what Legend's gonna be fun. With, for example, the Hammer Valanier with, I think it's ingots they're called. Are they going to be spread out, or is it going to be like Nax 40 where one gets all the shards to make the Legendary?
Correct. There's no point in spreading them out because you're just delaying getting them. And as always with legendaries, they are loot counseled. The officers will discuss it. I will say people that have been with the guild for the longest period of time and they've not gone on massive hiatuses, those primarily will be the people that will be getting our legendaries. So Valnir as well as Shadowmourne. But we'll talk through that and figure out who the candidates are. If you feel that somebody should get a legendary, feel free to share that with your raid leader or an officer. But we have we keep pretty good tabs on who we feel deserves it.
I feel like I should get Hammer Valanier from Offred. Fair enough.
All right, fair enough.
It sounds good.
You're going to be a Night Elf Mohawk. Hell yes. That's a blast from the past. Alrighty, guys. Anything else you want to discuss? Anybody else want to come up on stage and speak to the rest of the Rest of the guild? At the bottom of Discord, there should be a button that says ask to come to stage. Oh, we can't do soundboard in here? This is hot garbage.
This format
I'd like
sucks.
to say
I
agree,
love it
agree.
in
thank you
here.
guys. That's all.
What
What?
Tankertons?
I'd
Sorry,
like
Tyke,
to
just go.
say thank you guys. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Hell yeah. No,
Well,
thank you.
Maybe.
T-Mod contest.
No, I automatically win that. No, so let's just move on.
I mean, they've been pretty fun most of the time.
Oh, I do have a poll. Bourbon, you still here? I'm going to type it up as a raid warning.
Man, we've been around for 2 whole expansions.
Hell yeah. If you think Bourbon should get a T-Booze out of the guild bank, plus in chat. If not, minus in chat.
Everyone minus in chat. Everyone minus in chat. Come on.
Bourbon, you can only vote once.
Look at him spreading in the pluses.
I mean, if we did more molten cores, we'd have more T-boost.
If we did old world,
Yeah.
old
Yeah.
world.
I'm just
I
I'm
mean,
just saying we should twink
if
at 60.
if my grandma had, you know what, she'll be a you know what. So no molten T-boost for Bourbon. Oh, just put a price on it, please, Aponi. Bourbon's rich, right? He won
Fuck
like
no.
a raffle.
He
Just
drinks. He's not rich.
Oh.
He drinks.
I didn't mean in real life. I meant in the game.
Me too.
Don't ask the pony to put a price on T-boost.
Just do like a 5k T-boost and good for the guild and good for Bourbon.
Bourbon, we'll have a chat.
All professions is a good. Maybe we should bring that up actually.
Cool.
We could
For
use
the-
a
for-
T-boost
for
to
Wrath, for
fund
the Lich
Valve
King.
run rings.
The price is gonna change.
Amos, you
I mean-
already brought out the point. Oh, that calling off your joke. Ed. I hope for a stand-up of you tonight.
Is there an owl in raid? I didn't hear an owl.
Cool.
There you go.
Who?
No, it's who.
That's what I said. I said who? Who is on first?
Oh my gosh, stop it. So, for anybody that didn't know at this point, obviously certain professions provide various benefits. In Wrath, those benefits are going to become more pronounced. Check guides. Wowhead does a pretty good job of letting people know what are pretty good, like BIS-wise for your class. If you care about that thing, there's not any massive difference. If you are a min-maxer, you would consider them a pretty massive difference. But just know that, for instance, like leather workers are going to get leather worker only armor patches for, I believe it's the bracers, and it gives a massive ton of stats. Tailors get an enchant to their cloaks that provide like an on hit or on spell cast buff. Engineers become OP. Jewel crafters get their own jewel crafting jewels, and blacksmiths get to put an extra socket in their bracers, if I remember right. So lots of big changes to professions in Wrath. If you were considering swapping, now would probably be the best time to start farming materials so that when Wrath drops, you can level it up and start driving right into the Wrath content and getting those materials for the profession. Loyal War wants to do a death roll. Bad roll, Loyal War. Farm Mithril. Yeah, fuck Mithril. I will say blacksmithing and jewel crafting gives you the best variability on stats, just because you get the extra gem slot, you get your Dragon's Eyes gems. If you want to put stamina on your sockets, you can put stamina. If you decide you want to go dodge, which is probably a terrible idea, yeah, you've got a way to really alter what extra stats you're picking up. All righty, everyone. Any other discussions we want to have? Anybody else want to come up to stage and chat with the rest of the group? Bourbon, if you have a question, you can just come up here and talk.
Hi, yes. For several weeks now, I've noticed that Team Friday has been having a lot of fun with feet picks. When can we implement that on the other raid teams?
You
you're
need
gonna have to
more
talk to Scylla.
Germans.
Need more Germans, yeah.
Godzilla on the stage, please. Godzilla on the stage.
You imported a lot of Germans, but not the right ones. So,
Okay, Sila, statement, please.
No statement here. It's
We
the
should
only
make a-
Friday feed pick.
We should get a. We should develop an ominous calendar, and each month is a different foot pick.
you'll get mine
I
mostly.
bet we have enough for that.
Yeah, we probably have enough feedback for a whole calendar, just Sila feedback.
Hey, we're still waiting on the not seen feed picks, right?
Well, you had them, you just did
got-
not
you
see
got
them.
one. Yes.
All of them
Ah.
were the not seen fit pics.
Hey, wait.
Sila was just lying.
I smuggled my feed in 1 week and nobody noticed till I told.
Oh, baby.
I think we pretty much covered everything.
Yep.
Like,
Oh, wait, Sepulcher?
Strathholm?
What's up, Sepulcher?
What's trap? Oh, wait, Sepulcher?
Just I just hope we are going to get an Axe bingo. That's all.
Of course.
yes.
Of course we're gonna get next bingo. Where's Keltra at? Keltra, you haven't said anything. Keltra's our newest officer.
He's the baby
Boo.
officer.
Hi.
Boo.
Little baby officer.
Bingo is a thing. It will happen, I promise.
Keltra ran raid yesterday. What a champ.
Yes.
Oh, Shanti wants.
Can we all
he
appreciate that he founded the guild too?
He learns from the best, so it's not really
Beers in
that
chat.
impressive.
Beers in chat. Founded the
Yeah, you're
guild.
welcome,
Beers in
Kelvin.
chat.
Okay, Shanti.
Well, now that I'm up here,
Wait, Shanti.
if I want to
Keltra
be a little
Oh.
bleeding heart, it is a privilege to see this silly little guild on a niche little private server flower into such a fun group to be around. And it's very nice to be here, even if I was away for a lot of the early brackets, to come back and see that the guild that the Varden and I made sort of as a, well, just as a fun thing, turned out to be, you know, the best guild on the server, hands down.
Yeah.
Keltra for president, please.
Keltra
Kick
for
the
GM,
pony.
please.
Yeah. It's just too bad we're all WoW players. Otherwise, it would be even more fun.
/ bow.
High five.
What's up, Chanti?
Yeah, Shanti. Sorry.
I just wanted to say, Keltra went from the founder to an officer. What a downgrade.
Wow.
Wow.
Kick Shanti.
Kelthar, you can let yourself in, I guess. I think. That's
No,
right.
it's cooler if I press the button
Okay,
and
cool.
let me in.
Mhm.
We're killing Shanti next week.
Yes. I mean,
So anyone
don't we
wants
kill
a
Shanti
piece?
every week anyways?
Almost every fucking raid week, yeah.
We kill all the warlocks every time. Like, that's a fucking rule.
Well,
Unless they were
technically,
gnome.
technically,
They'd be so
Shanti
easy to kill.
kills himself.
Excuse me, we kill ourselves, okay?
See?
You all are
Right.
too weak to do it, so we help you.
Yeah, like we are like imagine I only die if I get misdirected by the hunters. You guys are weak.
That doesn't happen. Stop it.
I
It
mean,
it did happen.
That's fake news.
Nope, it did happen.
I just realized something. Since Death Knights are coming out, that means the Death Knight starting area is gonna look different, I think. No, it's gonna look the same, right? It's gonna be
Yeah.
empty even. Yeah, okay, never mind. We can still play hide and seek there in the future. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, we could play hide and seek again.
That place was so fun.
Okay, but
honestly.
before we go into nonsense, so to say, I want to encourage everyone. Still, if anyone still has any questions, please state them in chat or come to talk. There are no stupid questions. We may still laugh at you.
I think there are stupid questions.
And then if you do ask a stupid one, we'll tell you.
Yeah. But yeah, please speak up if you still have any questions, because I think from what it looks like, we're nearing the end of this meeting.
Yes. Yeah. It's been where are we at here? Hour 15 minutes. I think that's plenty. So yeah, like I just want to reiterate what Kalthra and Varden said earlier.
Just a second. Sorry, Sepulcher.
It's just a quick question. Have we heard anything about like the what's called a pre-patch event? Is that going to happen or?
That's actually a good question. That would be
Oh,
interesting. Do you think they implement that?
Yeah, the Scourge invasion in Orgrimmar and Stormwind, I think it is.
Pony,
done
do
all
you
of them.
know?
Undercity
No,
too.
I
Yeah.
don't.
Okay.
I mean, I don't keep up on the Discord. I'm too busy to really check and see what they're working on or what
Yeah.
they're saying. Normally they ping us if they want feedback on some stuff, but
Sure.
funny enough, Apatio would probably know more than I would.
Let's just assume they will do it because they've had a good track record of doing all the events. So
Yeah,
far, so
I could believe that.
We think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I hope so. Like, I would like to try out the Scourge invasion also, or Siege of Undercity, I think it's called, where you need to kill Mal'Ganis versus Sylvanas or something like that.
Well, that's part of Wrath anyway, so that should happen.
Hmm.
The Scourge event is fun until it's not.
Yeah,
And
really?
if you've gone through it, you know what that means. Like, it goes on for a few weeks, and you're like, is this fucking shit over with? Like, you can't get into a major city without dying, basically.
It's literally just going to be a cool party.
Then you should just fight against the invasion. Fight against the zombies. Kill them before they kill you.
It can't be worse than Scarab Lord.
Apatia said that somebody almost has it fully scripted. So,
cool.
Given the timeline, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they have it out there then.
It's likely we get a Scorch invasion, Apatia says. Yeah. Cool.
It'll be fun. Loads of fun.
Is there
Alright.
even a reward for the Scourge invasion? Like, for example, the TBC pre-patch with the Tabard?
Tabard, yeah.
There's the memento. If you know,
That's
you
true.
know.
Yep.
There is the
We got
memories.
the tabard as well for TBC pre-patch, so or like the opening of the portal.
Wasn't also the time where Sunloot came out, or was that TBC pre-patch?
But yeah, I think we said everything I had to say.
If you're curious about items related to the Scourge invasion, under the in Atlas Loot, under I think World Events, there should be the Scourge invasion under there. You can see what all's in there, but there is a tabard, a bunch of other various oddball things. I'm linking them in Guild in case you're curious.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. I want to reiterate again what Kalthra and Varden said. Like this guild is awesome. I mean, we've done a lot of really fun stuff over the last 4 going on 5 years here. Let's keep it up into the Wrath content, and like I said in the announcement, like it does bring a tear to my eye that this is the third and final expansion. Like this is we're closer now than we were when we started TBC in terms of the life cycle of this server. So once we get closer to the end, I mean, we'll figure out what we're doing in the future, if we're going to go somewhere else or what the case
we
may
need
be,
something for the future.
We're gonna twink.
We're gonna twink, but for now,
just another Chromicraft server back to vanilla.
That could be cool. If not, then we'll just twink at 60 on our own, and then
or Cataclysm.
the people who didn't get to do that. There's a lot of people now that didn't get to experience 60 with us, and that is sad. So it would be fun to try to do it again in some fashion.
It was a lot of
I
fun.
experience 60 headaches every week with Shantae.
There is that. But yeah, that's the end of the guild meeting. I want to thank you all for coming. Hopefully, you share the same sentiments and experiences that I and many of the others have brought up today. And again, if you do have any problems, questions about anything, please let us know. Thanks, Echoes. If you do have any suggestions, feel free to toss something into the suggestions channel. And let's start off Sunwell Plateau on a strong note.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And I guess, yeah.
If you want to keep chatting, we can go hit up the Sunday raid or Saturday raid Discord, and then everybody can talk. We don't need to do the stage stuff. So I'll go ahead
Okay.
over there now. But thanks, everyone.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, let's open the floodgates, man. Let them eat cake. Come on.